Welcome back, everybody. Captain Hook here with another OPO6 gameplay from Eggman's tournament this past weekend. So this is round 7. In the final round here, I'm piloting Perona, and our opponent is Yamato. So we already did our dice roll. I believe he won the dice roll, and he opted to go first. Naturally, as Yamato, you want to go first, try to get that big swing out the gate, try to neg the 2 life. So we're going to do everything in our ability to kind of make sure that that doesn't happen to us. Life management here is probably a priority, especially with all the weapons that Yamato has. So he starts one, and he's going to go throw a jewelry Bonnie out. Can't really do the search, so I'm at 2 Dawn. I pass turn. His next turn here, he does a search. His first one here, I believe he gets a lovely kid, which now we know for later that he does have it, so the fortress is available for him. He just swings a nice cheeky 5k. I 2k out of it with a Virgo. And then he plays another Bonnie for another search, and out of this one, I'm pretty sure he pulls the Apu, which is a nice 2k for him. So we know he has a dead card and a 2k in hand. He ends up passing to me, my 4-down turn. I'm going to do something a little out of the box here. Since it's early on, nothing's really happening. I'm going to do a nice cheeky 5k, and he'll take the life. So now he's at 3, so that's good for us. I play a Kuzan and do the draw. He is now building up some steam here. He's now at his 5-dawn turn. I was honestly expecting like a bigger swing with Yamato here so he can start using his ability. He opts to search with one of the Bonnies, and he pulls out another 2k counter, Scratchman. So we know he has 4k with our counter and a dead card. He goes for another Bonnie and pulls a lovely kid. So now we know that he has 2 walls that can be put up at any time later in the late game. And he does a nice cheeky 8k to life double attack. So like I said, our goal here was to not take life and not give him that secondary ability. So we go ahead and pitch a Perona and a Virgo, totaling 9k counter. So we're on our 6-dawn turn here. Just doing quick math with the dawns, making sure we have 6. So we're kind of judging the board. The jewelry bonds aren't really a thing for me. I know I just got to keep going for life here and hope that, no triggers pop out. So I go with a nice 6k to life. He's just kind of seeing what he's going to do, and there's one of the Scratchman that we know he got off the Bonnie. So now we know that he has at least a 2k left in those 2 dead cards. We opt to do a Sabo, and we do a little draw 2 trash 2 action. We get rid of another Sabo, and we get rid of another Rosa Dante. So the reason that I like getting rid of a Rosa Dante early instead of keeping it is we're getting close to our 8k 8 Dawn turn, where I like to use that combo with Mori a lot. So let's see what he does. He's on his, I believe, yeah, he's on his 7 right here. He goes and throws a Hody Jones at us. So he rips a life, rests my blocker, rests my Kuzan, and then swings a nice 5. I believe he was thinking about it. Thinking for a while. So he does end up going 5 at the Kuzan. I let it die. And then he throws a nice chippy 7. He's going at the Sabo. So we let that die as well. Because, we know what we're going to do next turn here. So we have some decent cards in hand for removal. The Hody Jones is already rested, so that's already in our favor. We don't have to do much with Perona. So what we're going to have to do here is get rid of that Hody Jones, because that's the only other threat besides Yamato that will be swinging at us. So we're going to use leader ability. We're going to do -1 to the Hody. That bringing him down to a 6. We play 1 for Tsuru. That's going to negative down again within range of our lovely Brook, who's going to trash that card at the cost of 6 Dawn. And then we're going to swing another 6 into life, and he gladly takes it, hoping for a trigger, which he did not get. And then he moves on to his 9 Dawn turn. So we already know what's coming here. He has two of them in hand. We're expecting it. He does a nice cheeky five. I Borsellino 1K counter out of that. And here we go. We got Kid out there. He's rested. He's looking. He has no secondary ability on the 3 cost for free. He puts the Dawn, and now here is the wall. So we know that this is going to happen. The only thing we can do here is really just think about, okay, we know what he has, one dead card in hand. At least I believe he had close to 10 cards in hand around this time. So a lot of cards to get through. So I believe we're just looking in the trash for our Moria turn. Yeah, we're at 10 Dawn, so we're gonna take 2 and we're gonna attach it to the Brook. This way we can get a nice Brook attack here. So I'm gonna end up swinging just a nice 8 right at the kid blocking the wall here, just to get another card out of hand. It's a baby 5-1K counter. We know he has a dead card in hand. That's just game knowledge there. You just got to remember that as you're playing. So now to finish the turn off, we're going to drop 8, and we're going to do something a little cheeky here. We're going to go ahead and throw this Kuzan down rested. That's just going to give us the draw power of 1. And then to protect him in my life, I'm going to drop down the 2 cost that I discarded earlier. And that's the reason I do, just because it's such a great combo. Of course, if they can rest it, then it's not the greatest combo. But just to kind of use it to protect either the Kuzan, so he has to really commit to it, or just to protect that life again, because we don't want to go down to 3, so then he can just, you know, start shooting around that extra 2 Dawn, which would not be helpful in our situation. So he goes ahead, another 5 to life. He hasn't really been throwing a lot of big strikes at me with the Yamato, which is pretty nice. So there's a nice 2K counter there. Now he's thinking what to do with the kid. Because remember, he does have the other kid in hand. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to swing 9. And that's what the kid's used for. The Rosinante is for that nice easy block, low cost. Doesn't really hurt that bad to do. So he's stuck here on his 9 Dawn turn, trying to figure out what to do with the remaining. So he's going to rest, and he's going to throw another Hody at us here. He does forget to take life, but he does remember after, and he just rests my Moria. I was a little nervous about it. It's not that great. He forgot to take his life, so now he'll take it. So, when you play Hody Jones, you're gambling here. You're gambling. I can't get past the kid. He has plenty of cards in the end. I believe around 9 to 10 at this point. Um, so he passes. I end up letting the Kuzan die. Again, Kuzan is such a great card just to throw out so that they have to target it. So it kind of saves you a big swing at life. And again, we're still at 4 life here. And we're doubled in the 10 Dawn turns. So it's my 10 Dawn turn again. I'm thinking about another Moria, but then again, I was like, I gotta kind of get this kid out of here if I want to, swing over and try to get into, my lethal territory. So we just neg 1 with Perona just to do it really. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a big number, huge number to the kid. That's 14K. So he's gonna try to do his best to get out of it here. So he throws down an event, trashes 1, and then gets it out of it. So not too bad. We're gonna swing another 8, get more cards out of it. There's the second scratch man 2K. So now we know that he got rid of both his 2K counters that we know of, and he still has 1 kid in his hand. So the remainder, I just throw another blocker out, low cost, and that's going to help us out eat one of these attacks. So at this point in time, I'm thinking, all right, now we can start taking some life here because, we're in a good spot where we can potentially go for game next turn. So he swings with the Hody. I'm gonna start taking lives now. And then he Dofies me. So this one hurt a lot, and since now now he can use the kid ability, and he's gonna wall up. So it was a little tough for me, and then I take another hit. So the idea here is to really try to swing over and get this kid out of here, um, because I really am running out of options, and it was kind of getting bleak for me. Just trying to think of solutions and how to play this correctly to where I come out on top. So I have 2 life. I have a blocker still. Still have to swing over. I mean, it's a tough decision here. And yeah, here we go. So it looks like I'm collecting all 10 Dawn together here, thinking about it, and boom. I said, you know what? Let's get this kid out of here. A nice 15k over, and he's gone. So I pass turn. I have a blocker. I have 2 lives. I mean, if he has another Horty Jones, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're kind of gambling on that. So he knows for a fact, like, this may be his last turn here, and he's trying to navigate it. Like I said, I still have that little cheeky blocker there that's gonna come in pretty clutch during this exchange. So he's doing a lot of thinking on his end, trying to math it out correctly to somehow get me relatively close to game here. We know he still has that kid, which is another viable option, but how long could that actually buy him? He's running out of cards in hand. I have Moria. I have a 6k attack Brook. I have my leader ability. I mean, there's a bunch of options for us here, at least that he needs to consider. So he's trying to math out the best possible avenue. I mean, that Rosadante blocker, I truly love that in this deck. It's a card that I love to see a lot of. It's truly a helpful card, even though it's like a local. It's kind of like a Brule. It just kind of sticks there for a little while. It's not really looked at too often, but in tough situations, it's a low cost option, and it just comes in pretty clutch. So he goes ease out, and this is what I'm talking about. Here we go. So he goes and rests my blocker. It doesn't feel great. He goes for banish, and he's throwing heat at me. Straight 10k. We have a little surprise up our sleeves here for him. Because we get rid of this, we save our life. He has 2 attacks remaining. So we have the 0 cost event. We're trashing the Kuzan for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we get out of the 10 with a nice 12. And right after that, he ends up scooping. And that's kind of the end of the video. Thanks again.